Hey everybody, welcome to Stay Camp Live. Today we are with Rachel Tetweiler, the program director of the of Sherwood Forest Camp. Actually, what is your job title so that I can get that correct?
Technically, my job title is Quest Program Manager and Camp Director.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a whole
Yeah,
mouthful right there.
it's a lot of words.
So what do we got for us today, Rachel?
So today we wanted to give our campers and also really anybody who's watching right now or interested in learning more about Sherwood Forest a chance to get to know more about, those little details about camp. So we've got a fun video of a tour of camp so that everyone can see what is going on while we're not there. But we also want to open it up for some Q&A so that we can answer everyone's burning questions about Sherwood Forest.
Fantastic. So we'll start today with a quick video of our state camp program from last week. So let's look at what happened last week.
Hey everybody, welcome to State Camp 2020.
This is all about what's in your imagination, what you can come up with. You can put anything that you want to upon your fan because it's your fan. I hope you guys had fun. So join us later on today when we read the Never-Ending Story.
Every day in the month of June, we are going to be reading one chapter from a book, and we're going to be making a video and putting it out to all of you so you can read along. That book is The Never-Ending Story by Michael Ende.
Hi, I'm Keelan,
And I'm Cedric.
and today we're going to teach you how to shoot marbles.
Today, thank you for joining me today with painting with not Bob Ross. So I remember when I was growing up, we had like a limited amount of channels, and PBS was one of those channels. And on that channel, Bob Ross came on, and like Bob would just sit there and he would paint. And for some reason, I found that to be like the most common thing that there could ever be, like just to sit there and paint. And his voice was soothing also. So like every morning I would wake up and I would watch Bob Ross pretty much just paint. It was like a good thing to like calm me down, especially like in times now when you need to be calm and you want to take a moment, a deep breath. You can always pull out your acrylic paint set, your paint brushes, find a piece of paper, find a nice clean spot, and you can just go and paint.
All right, so that was a lot of fun. It was a great week. Week one was really well done. We had a great time. Um, so, Rachel, what are we doing here today?
So today we are going to answer your questions. Stay Camp has been a lot of fun, and we're really excited to keep doing that. But we also recognize that people might want to know what's going on at Camp. Down in Lesterville, obviously, things are still moving, and so we wanted to give people a little look at what's happening at our regular, at our camp facility, and then also start up a conversation about all things camp.
Well, excellent. Before we head into that, let's just remind people what they are doing today. If you're a part of our state camp program, today we state camp live is what we're doing right now. It's 11:30. We have our boys camp meeting, which is the students that just completed the fourth grade boys with Cedric, Kelly, and Michael. And at 6 p.m. this evening, again, the girls camp meeting, girls who just finished the fourth grade are meeting with Cedric, Kelly, and Michael again. And at 7:30 p.m., we'll have the chapter 8 reading from Aaliyah from the book. The book is called The
Never-Ending Story.
Story. Exactly, right? Okay, fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and show a video of what happened down at camp. Myself and Cedric were kind of just touring around camp, and hope you like it.
Hi, my name is Cedric. Today I'm going to give you guys a tour of camp. This building is the chapel. Here at the chapel, we like to do different activities like yoga, initiative games, and camp songs. Other activities we like to do here at the chapel are movie night and talent shows. Next up, I'm going to take you guys to the pool. Welcome to the pool. Here at the pool, you guys will go through a series of swim tests to let us know your swim skills, all right? So, during the swim test, you guys will swim from one end to the other. And if you get to the other side, you'll be challenged to tread for more than 2 minutes, all right? So depending on how well you do in your swim test, you'll either be assigned a green band, a purple band, or an orange band. Green is beginner, purple is intermediate, and orange is expert. This building right here is called the Robin Hood Lodge. Whenever it rains, we like to come here for different rainy day games, and we also like to come here for movie nights as well. Here at the Shire Village, this is home for the youngest campers, known as the third grade campers, and we also have mini campers that come here for 7 days. Each cabin comes with bunk beds and individual cubbies, so it feels like home. Welcome to the Shantoa Village. Here in the Shantoa Village, this is the home to grade 7 and grade 6. Over here on my right side, you guys will see a cabin. Over here, you will see a shower house, all right? So if you need to use the bathroom or you need to take a shower before bed, that's gonna be your first stop over to your bunk bed. This village is also home to the Challenge and Trek campers. Throughout the summer, Challenge goes on wilderness trips with various hikes and canoe trips. The Trek group also goes on wilderness trips, but some of the kids stay back and participate in performing arts and different plays. This building behind me is the performing arts stage. Here at the performing arts stage, we like to host things like talent shows and the play of the summer. This place behind me is known as the Art Barn. The Art Barn is home to many different activities and departments. Here on this side is the OLS part, which is known as the Nature Barn. Here you will do things like wilderness trekking, you will do things like fishing, and also tarp building. On the other side, you have activities like tie-dye, painting, and beaded geckos, which everyone's love. Right here used to be the original stage until we had the performing arts stage built about 8 years ago. And this was home to talent shows and also camp plays. This is the village of Sycamore. Here in Sycamore, this is home to 4th grade campers and 5th grade campers on their way to the leadership program. Welcome to the village of Summit. Here in Summit, this is home to our campers in the Journey and Adventure group, which are our older kids. And every summer, they have the chance to go on community service trips and college visits. Hey, welcome to the dining hall. Here at the dining hall, we eat 3 meals a day throughout the summer. We like to eat family style, and we like a little water and juice with our meals. Here we have a fireplace on the inside, which is great for rainy day activities when, we want a campfire, we want to sing songs. We also have another fire on the outside on the porch as well. Oh, hey, just here in the library reading Moose Tracks. This is our library, which is a big upgrade from the old library, which was probably about this big. Now we can echo! And we have more room for books. Books, 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 books.
All right, so that was an awesome tour of camp. I had a great time this weekend. I want to say thanks again to Ced and all the staff that put all their work in to make sure that the program space and camp stays clean and organized and still maintained while we're away.
Yeah, so now we want to open up for some questions. If you have a question that you want to ask, us today, you can post those questions on 2 different places, and we'll be checking them throughout this live stream. So the first place that you can look to post questions is on YouTube. So right now, hopefully you're watching this on YouTube, and you'll see that there are questions or there's a chat box on the page, and you can post any questions in there, and we'll be checking it periodically while we're doing this live stream to try to get to those questions. Another place that you can go to share some questions with us is on our Facebook page. So you can go to, you can type in Sherwood Forest. Our Facebook handle is at Sherwood Forest Camp. And then you should see all kinds of things that we've posted, including a link to this live stream. Yeah. So you can post any questions there, and we'll be checking that as well to get to those and answer them for you. So please go visit both those places now and start posting. We do have some questions to get us started, though. Right. You ready, Kareem?
I'm ready. I think I can handle a question or two.
Okay, great. So also, disclaimer, we will do our best to answer all of these, but there's a lot of Sherwood Forest knowledge that has come before us and is maybe living in the brains of other people. So again, we will try to answer it, but we might get some stumpers. So little disclaimer before we get started.
We're pretty much going to get someone telling us the correct answer later if there's something that we've missed. So just be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first question I have is, where do bear and grizzly go during the winter?
Ooh, that's a good question. So that lives in Camp Lore, right? Because you would think that bear and grizzly would hibernate because they're bears.
They're bears.
Exactly. Yeah. But in actuality, they live at camp in the big house with Gary.
What? Even during the winter?
Even during the winter, they turn on the heat and they're chilling inside. They wake up in the morning, they go out and chase after the critters that they normally chase after, turn over a few compost buckets, but they still live down there with Gary inside.
Does that mean that Gary also lives at camp during the winter?
Yes. Gary lives at camp year round. And as part of his job as camp caretaker, he stays there all the time.
Interesting. So does that mean that other people also live at camp during the winter, or is Gary just by himself with the dogs?
Yes, there are a few other people that live down there at camp. We have full-time employees that work in that particular space. Some of them have permanent housing at camp or live down there 9 months of the year.
Nice. So does that mean, I'm assuming that maybe Cedric is one of those people because you went down to visit him at camp, right?
Absolutely. Cedric lives down there year round. Darnell lives down there year round. And I believe there's Tim lives down there year round. And we have someone that comes in that stays just outside of town.
Gotcha. Awesome. That's some great little info about what happens when summer camp isn't happening.
Exactly. Someone's got to take care of it.
Yeah, totally. Someone's got to keep that grass cut. It's getting pretty crazy in my yard, so I can only imagine what it must be on the big field.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like we have a few questions coming in on YouTube.
Ooh.
Let's see. James Logan says, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Have there been any new construction projects since last summer?
Ooh, Rachel,
that's a great question, James.
You want to answer that one?
Yeah. So a little backstory for those of our listeners, watchers. I feel like we're on a newscast or something. Who maybe are new and they don't know the little history. We recently built a bunch of new buildings, and if you haven't seen those new buildings before, you can go to our Sherwood Forest YouTube page, not our Sherwood Forest State Camp page, and watch a little video of all those new buildings. And we got to see some of those in the video that you just shared. So, James Logan, to answer your question, we do not have any new construction projects this year. However, we do have some plans in the works. So it's very possible that next summer 21, we will have some new buildings fresh from construction for our campers.
Whoa,
great question, James.
That's so cool.
We do have a similar question from Loranda Davis, who says, do the Sycamore kids have a new back through very much similar area. Not yet, not yet. But that's one of the things that we're hoping to get building on very soon. So fingers crossed that we'll get that going. All right. Kareem, do you have any questions on your end?
Right now I'm looking, and it looks like Daisy, longtime camp person, has said, "Are we going to be doing any book giveaways this year?"
Ooh, so kind of. We've actually already done a little bit of a book giveaway in our booter boxes. So all of our campers should have a copy of The Neverending Story. But we were also looking at our book options for the rest of the summer, and so we might be doing some more of a book giveaway later on. So I guess just stay tuned for more info on that as we figure it out.
Well, I'll tell you, I was just down at camp with Cedric, and one of the things I saw when I went into the library was a massive new pile of brand new books that are about to get cataloged and put into the library system. So our library is growing. So it's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. We got a massive load of donations, book donations over the past year because people heard that we built a new library and we had all this new shelving space and we need to fill it up. So so we had a lot of donations, and that's probably what you saw, Kareem. It's great.
It is. It's really cool. Aaliyah says that we missed a question. I'm not sure what her question was. I'm going to look back and see what she said.
Okay. I'm sorry, Aaliyah. I got so excited about all these answers.
That's a fantastic question. What is your favorite part of Sherwood, Rachel? Wow.
Ooh,
That's a big one.
That's a big one. I think my favorite part of Sherwood is the fact that we get the chance to get out of the city. You know, we get to leave this more, rapid, fast-paced, kind of sometimes stressful life that we all live here in St. Louis. So it's really fun for me, and I think it's great that everyone else who comes to Sherwood gets a chance to just go get out of kind of our normal life. And then we get to have fun and play games and spend time together and just, do a ton of stuff that we don't get to do the rest of the year. So I think that's probably, there's a lot of things I love about Sherwood, but that's probably my favorite part.
Yeah, I think my favorite part is the ability to just kind of forget what day of the week it is, right? And just be lost in the camp schedule of 28 days. And it's also, it's like that whole separation of being kind of on your own, and you don't have to worry about all of the things that stress you out about St. Louis, or the things that I'm excited about St. Louis. But I get to go back to those when I'm done. But I get this little bubble to be isolated from some of those things that kind of make it hard.
Yeah, I feel that.
Cool. Any other questions out there?
Let's see. All right, I've got a question.
Okay.
So a lot of our campers have heard us talk about Wiggins. We've got the Wiggins building. We sometimes talk about the Wiggins. So the question is, who is Wiggins?
Ooh, that is a great question. The Wiggins family originally settled the location that Sherwood Forest Camp has resided on, and they had a summer camp there when they owned the property. They had horses and all kinds of fun stuff, and we basically used that property that was part of their camp as part of our location back in 1978. And there's a big mural of the Wiggins property in the Wiggins building.
Yeah, there is. There is. In the what used to be the old dining hall space, right? By where the ice machine used to be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So when did we take over that campground? Like when did Sherwood Forest come to where we are now in Lesterville?
Sherwood Forest arrived in Lesterville in the late 70s. And then we've been here in that location ever since.
Wow. And then, so did Sherwood Forest exist before we moved into this property in Lesterville? Were we somewhere else? How did that
Yes.
happen?
So Sherwood Forest started as the name of its organization in 1937 in a location called Quiver River State Park, which is just outside Troy, Missouri.
I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
so
I
fun to hike
actually haven't.
around.
I haven't been there
Oh.
yet. I need to check it out.
Yeah, you do. Cool. All right, looks like we have another question from James Logan. He's really excited to be asking us questions today. So he says, Kareem, what do you miss more, camp or the NBA?
Oh man. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna answer this as a two-part answer. So my very first summer in 2002, I decided that I was going to work at camp, and I drove on the day of the Western Conference NBA Finals. It was the Western Conference Finals between the Sacramento Kings and the LA Lakers. And I was so mad because I had to choose between going to work or watching this game. So I had to listen to it in the car. And I'm listening to it in the car all the way down, and I lose signal about the game right before I hit the gate. So like I couldn't figure out what happened. It was like in the last 2 seconds of the game. I don't know what happened. So I get down there. I was just wigging out. I was so mad. So mad. But so basically what I'm saying is that I love basketball, but I also really love camp. So I found ways to balance both of those things by providing opportunities for what's going on. And apparently they can barely hear me. I'm not sure what that is. I can't do anything about it. I mean, the volume is up as high as it can. So I'll work on that next time.
Okay. So sorry, back to your answer though. It sounds like you love the NBA, but you would sacrifice it for camp.
Yes. And I've been doing
Gotcha.
that for a pretty long time.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that, Kareem?
I guess since 2002, so carry the one, 18, 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's longer than most of our campers have been in the world.
This is a very good point.
Wow.
Aaliyah was one of my mini campers when I first started going to camp.
What? Look at that full circle, and now you work together.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. All right, let's see. Cedric says to use your volume button. In case you haven't tried that.
Thank you, Cedric. Thank you, Cedric. You are a lifesaver. How long have I been at Sherwood Forest? I think I just answered that, but I'll answer it again just really quickly. 18 years. Long time. Well, they're on a little bit of a delay, so
yeah,
that
that's true.
That might be part of that.
That's true. All right. I have another question.
Okay.
That I think that we can answer maybe together because I don't know the full story here. The question is, who names the villages?
Ooh.
Or maybe where do the village names come from?
Oh, okay. All right. So, well, you can tell me a little bit about Summit because that was named by who?
That was named by the campers, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. So a little refresher again for maybe some of our new campers who aren't as familiar with our villages, but we have 4 villages at camp where our campers live while they're there. And each village is organized by age/grade level, kind of like how all of our state campers are organized right now into cabin groups with their grade levels. So we have the Shire Village, which is for our youngest campers, our 1st through 3rd graders, or our kids who just finished 1st through 3rd grade. And then we have the Sycamore Village, which is for our kiddos who just finished 4th and 5th grade. And then Shantoa Village is for our 6th and 7th graders. Oh, okay, Kareem likes Shantoa. And then our Summit Village, which is for our oldest campers, our recent 8th and 9th graders. So I can definitely speak to the Summit experience because that's our new village. We just built that in 2019, over the course of 2018 and 19, and we had our first group of kids there this past summer in 2019. So with that one, we actually asked all of our 8th and 9th graders to give us suggestions for what they would like their village to be called. And the only rule we gave was that it had to start with an S because all the other villages start with an S. And so they came up with stuff. Oh, and the rule is that the name of the village has to have some kind of theme that we can also name the cabins in.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so it's all themed. So they came up with ideas, and Summit was the name that won. So they gave a bunch of suggestions, and then the staff, we kind of narrowed it down to a few that we felt we would be able to actually get some cabin names out of. For example, Skittles was a very hard village name to come up with cabins in.
No.
So we had to kind of pare it down a little bit, and then we put it back to our 8th and 9th grade campers who all voted, and then they picked Summit. And then in case it's not maybe obvious, the theme of that village is mountains. So all of the cabins in that village are named after mountains in Missouri that are local. Some of them we've actually been to.
That's pretty darn
cool. Yeah.
One of the, I guess the other villages you think about, Sycamore is named after, a tree. So all the other cabins are all different trees. They're popular to the area and climate.
Yep.
And then Shire is all after animals, which is really cool. The Flan cabins are the original names of the cabins from the original camp at Sherwood Forest Camp when it first started. So those names come from that.
What are those names? Do you remember them all?
Fountaindale, Loxley's Chase, Ancaster and Nottingham, which are, Sherwood Forest, right?
Yeah,
all
like Robin Hood.
All things in Robin Hood.
Yeah.
So that's all good. And then you have Shantoa, which seems to have a theme that speaks more to Native American heritage and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some other questions. Favorite meal at camp?
Favorite meal? Ooh. I think Darnell's fried rice is my favorite.
Darnell's fried rice is a good one.
Yeah, it's really good.
My favorite meal at camp is two. So it's hard to choose. Breakfast, biscuits and gravy with the with the sausage on the side so that I can break it up and make it into my own thing. Then for dinner, when we have chicken and it's nice and juicy, even though the meal takes a little extra time because we have to take care of the bones and put them in the bone bucket instead of putting them in the compost bucket, but
Yeah, like fried chicken.
Yes, fried
That's
chicken.
what you like? Yeah. People do seem to really enjoy the fried chicken at camp. What about favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? You can't go wrong with a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, that's true. We have good cookies.
Yes, we do.
It's good cookie dough, too.
Favorite camp song?
I like Little Red Wagon. I think it's a fun. I like that there's some individuality that you get to put into it. You know, you can make up different verses and that kind of stuff.
The Flea Fly song.
Oh, that one's fun too.
Yeah, so you can do all kinds of stuff with that. I love the Flea Fly song.
Yeah, that is good. We've got a lot of questions now.
Yeah,
this is great.
Kind of just rolling off the tongue here. So let's see.
They are.
Favorite evening activity?
I really like a campfire. You know, I love sitting around the campfire, singing songs, hanging out, hearing stories. I think that is just like the essence of camp is sitting around a fire.
I am a big fan of, I'm probably a little biased, but I am a big fan of the camp play, the camp musical. But that is a really great opportunity. I think it's become a thing that we all look forward to. I feel like it becomes like the crown jewel of the session, of all the hard work that everyone puts in, from regardless of Shire kids making signs to cheer on their cabin mates who are on stage, people helping out backstage, building sets and construction. It's a really awesome thing when it all comes together.
It is really awesome. And for anyone who's never seen the play before, we put on the most amazing productions. I mean, you'd never believe that a bunch of kids who have never done any stage construction learn how to do all these different technical design things, and they put together this awesome production in just a few weeks. It truly is it's such an exciting thing to watch come together, and then to also watch the performance.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got. This is a good one. How big is camp? Do you go on overnights at camp?
So camp is, our whole property is 478 acres. That is a lot. We do not, like the camp that we spend every day in with our buildings and all of that is not over 478 acres. I'm actually not sure how much of that land we use, but it's a very small amount that our campers are on every day. But we do have trails and campsites that we go visit out on our property. So to answer Kelly's question, yes, we do go on overnights at camp. We hike into our valley, and our campers set up a campsite, or we have campsites, but they go set up camp and they sleep out there, and they cook some meals out in our property. And then we also have campers that leave camp to go do some overnights, like camping on the Ozark Trail or going on the Current River, that sort of stuff too. So we like to use our property as well as the beautiful things that our national park or state park system has available for us.
It's pretty awesome. And we have a wealth of things around camp to be able to do with that. So using those wonderful resources that are right around us, our property just touches the back of Johnson Shut-ins. And we can go to that property and do all kinds of fun stuff there. I think it's really great.
Yeah, it is pretty great.
All right, another good question here. This one goes to camp lore. Okay, does Booter Lake really steal your shoes?
Yes. Like, haven't you ever lost a shoe in Booter Lake and never found it again?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the Booter Lake. It's like a thing as so much that I'm in a big thick pile of mud, right?
So maybe it's the mud, maybe it's the lake. We may never know, Kareem. Okay, I mean, really, are you going to dive into the bottom and find all those items in the mud, or are we just going to let the lake have them?
Maybe. I know that my friend Lyndon has lost many things in the bottom of the lake when he was here. What are some camp traditions new campers should know about that maybe they're missing because they're not there?
Ooh, that's a great question, Daisy. She even lists a couple things like doing grace at meal times, evening activities, and then closing council. So to start with, some of our just daily routine things that our campers maybe kind of know about is we do logs every day. And we're doing that in state camp. So all of our state campers know a little bit about what logs is like. But we do that every day at camp too. The biggest difference is that it happens in just our villages instead of all together. So that's something that new campers might want, or they can keep in mind as they come to camp next year. And then we also do it in the evening. So we do it every morning before breakfast and every evening before dinner. So that's a big part of our community environment at camp. Mm-hmm. What are some other things, Kareem?
I would say, that's a really hard question. I mean, because it's like everything. Because there's all of these wonderful little things that you don't really get a chance to experience until you're there together. And it all kind of, I think, reminds us that camp is all about those connections, right? So it's all of these little things that we remember and love about camp. If you pinpoint why you love them, it's because you're connected with someone else and you're doing something together with a community of people. So we'll keep them coming. There's all kinds of awesome traditions that we'll do just by being there that remind us that this is the thing that we do because we're at camp.
Yeah. And some of those things, I mean, we've kind of talked about some of those activities that kind of make camp feel like camp. The play is one of those. Mm-hmm. We have meals that we're used to eating, those kinds of things. On the first day of camp, it used to be on the first day of camp, they would have grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. Mm-hmm. And then for a while we were having sloppy joes. But those traditions kind of changed. So there's a few things like the physical stuff that we do that often changes with time. But it's really that feeling that you're talking about that makes us feel those traditions and feel that connection.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing that doesn't change is the closing council fire.
Not at all. It does not
Not
change.
At all.
Every single time it's the exact same.
Yes. So that is something that we is kind of sacred to camp. And I don't really want to talk too much about because it is a really special thing that our campers get to experience, and you only experience it at camp. But that is something that is very special and is really fun to be a part of every summer.
Yes, it is. It's I've been a part of it for a lot of years, and every single time, it always catches you off guard. You never recognize how much you feel about the place until you've been in closing campfire with everyone else.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. All right. Well, looks like we maybe don't have any more questions.
And that's okay. We've talked a great long time here. This has been a pretty awesome session. Rachel, I appreciate you being here and being a part of this. I appreciate everyone watching. This is our broadcast. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to send them to us on Facebook and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for setting this up for us and for our campers. This is so fun to be able to chat about camp and be able to share some of these little details with especially our new campers who maybe don't know all of this stuff. So this has been a lot of fun, and I second what Kareem said. If you have more questions, just send it to us. Let us know, and we'll try to get them answered at later times throughout state camp.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.